All right, guys, I don't usually do this, but I feel like it's probably worth it. So give me 30 seconds. Don't skip. I'm going to play you a clip of a video from my other channel. I just started like doing this live thing. And if you don't like the clip, fine. You can skip the entire video if you want. But I promise you, you will like this clip. And if you do, go and watch the full video because it's so worth it and it means a lot to me.
Now, if you want me to clean this neighborhood up of all the tweakers, you know I'm military trained. What I would need is an M16A1 semi-automatic, fully automatic rifle, 5.56, a bayonet, or a very big, hold on, stop it now. A very big knife, a K-bar would be nice, Marine Corps, a bulletproof vest, lightweight, 500 rounds of ammunition, 5.56 hollow point. Oh, wait a second. I need a good flashlight, like
I need a good flashlight.
Please, folks. This is very necessary. The equipment.
Now, let's get to the video. Bye.
Do you believe that men and women are equal?
Honestly. The myths, you know? No, of course not. Who told you they are? You don't believe they are. If it's something that you have to constantly ask about, constantly struggle to achieve and enforce, then it isn't a natural state, is it? If it was an obvious accepted fact, then it goes without saying, no argument is necessary. No one ever says, do you believe that men and women both have arms and legs? No one ever says, do you believe that both men and women breathe oxygen? But you ask, are they equal? Or do I think that they're equal? Do I believe that they're equal? Well, if you believe that they're equal, and you believe that their equality was a natural, undeniable reality, then you would be insulting my intelligence to ask that question. Just as you would be insulting my intelligence if you ask me, Shahid, do you believe that both men and women have arms and legs and breathe air? But you're not actually asking me if men and women are equal. You're asking if I believe that they're equal, which means that you're asking me if I believe in your concept of equality. Well, I don't.
I don't even know where you're sitting at.
It's an incoherent concept. Of course I don't believe that. Men and women are not equal. Men and men are not equal. Women and women are not equal. Individuals are not equal. How can collections of individuals be equal with collections of other individuals? That's illogical. It doesn't make any sense. Are you equal with your boss? If so, then why is he or she your boss?
As humans, we are equal to the same thing because humanity has an equation to it, right? One human plus one human creates another human. That's what should show you that we are equal because we're both necessary to create a new human being. So a man and a woman. That's how you can see the equality in us. But past that, no, we're not equal. Most men are going to be stronger than most women. Some women are going to be outliers, big bodybuilders, or maybe they were just born different. But an outlier does not make the norm.
I'm not equal to another man who's stronger than me, who's smarter than me. I'm not equal to him in strength, and I'm not equal to him in intelligence. I'm not equal to a man who's richer than me in wealth. I'm not equal to a man who has a higher status in society than me. There are things that I can't understand no matter how hard I try, and there's other people who can understand those same things effortlessly. There may be things that I cannot understand, and a woman is able to understand it instantly. Or maybe there's something that I can do that a woman cannot do. So how are you going to extrapolate from those examples or those scenarios that therefore, because Shahid can do something that a woman can't, or a woman can do something that Shahid can't, therefore that means that this gender is superior to that gender or vice versa. Now, you created a concept that is inconsistent, does not align with human reality or human complexity. And you invented that concept because your culture has historically been abominable towards women. The West has never known what to do about women. You went back and forth for centuries trying to decide if women were goddesses or witches.
It's not fact. It's fact.
Tools of the devil. The cause of original sin. You used to wonder whether or not women even had souls. There's never been any people on the face of the earth so confused and twisted up about women as the West. And then you came up with a so-called solution, which was to create this even more confused concept of equality. And then you'll accuse the Muslim world, and in fact, the entire non-Western world, of being misogynistic and patriarchal, which is what you are. You would accuse the rest of the world for that because the rest of the world never talked about equality the way that you do. But the reason we didn't talk about equality was because we were never as confused as you are and have always historically been about being humans.
My nigga.
I always tell people this, man. The rest of the world doesn't think like the West does. Okay? The rest of the world does not have the same ideology that the West has on equality. The rest of the world knows, like, women, I've been to Africa, been to Ghana, been to Paris. In the rest of the world, women understand what it is to be a woman. The one thing that you need to understand about these places is that women there understand their roles. They're not trying to fight men for stupid things like, oh my God, we want to work too. Or if a woman wants to work, she goes and works. They don't go and they create some whole giant fucking story so that like everybody can get behind. I can't believe men don't want women to work. No man that isn't attached to a woman gives a fuck if a woman works. I do not care. If I'm not attached to you, go and work. If I'm attached to you, it's a completely different thing. In the rest of the world, people understand this. People understand that when you get into relationships, it's about give and take. You're coming in there with something you brought, something they brought, but then you guys have to give and take from each other. In the West, the thing that we tend to think is like, it's all about me, especially when it comes from the female perspective, because they think it's all about me. They think they don't have to give anything. They think it's like, I'm the one that's the prize.
And then you try to force us to try to explain our beliefs to you according to your framework. To try to explain to you, for example, how Islam actually upholds the equality of the sexes in terms of both men and women having equal innate value, but they have different roles in society and so on. There's no reason why we need to do this. Why should we try to make our clarity align with your confusion?
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
Why do women like to say stupid shit and try to force men to agree with their stupid shit? And I don't understand that either, because women love to say things that are not based in any fact or knowledge that we know of. It's just like feelings. And I don't understand that. If you want to feel something, but don't tell the rest of the world that your feelings are now fact.
Why is it even necessary? Why do you find it necessary to believe in the fantasy of equality when we all know that some people are better than others? We all know that some people are smarter than others. We all know that some people are more capable than others. And if that's the case, and it is the case, then subhanAllah, I hope that we're not all born equal, because that would be a severe indictment against anyone and everyone who fails in their life to become an astronaut or to become a brain surgeon or to become a brilliant writer or an artist. If we're all born equal, then how do you explain the infinite disparities between people's capacities? But then you're going to say that all women are equal with all men? When all men aren't equal with all men and all women aren't equal with all women, this is incoherent. What does it even mean?
You idiot! You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you. But your ego is pissing me off. You think you're the shit.
But Islam is quite patriarchal, isn't it? I mean, doesn't the Quran say that men have authority over women?
Well, don't they? I mean, men are the ones who have been oppressing you all this time, right? I mean, according to your own narrative, men have been running the show. The feminists are asking for their so-called rights from who exactly?
Do y'all get what he's saying? He's saying that women are asking for their rights. But who are they asking for their rights from? From men. Why? Because men are the ones that give women their rights. We created a world that allows for women to walk around at night and be fine and be safe. We created a world that allows for women to fucking cheat on a dude and take half of his money and take the kids and take all that. We created that world for y'all so you would be safe. You take all of that shit that men have worked so hard to create for you away, y'all is nothing but slaves.
Look, if you didn't have what you call patriarchy, then what you would have is a hell on earth for women. Because clearly, women do not have the power to coerce men, to force men to make men deal with them this way or that way. If you're out somewhere and a man starts to chat you up and you don't want to be chatted up, what do? You tell him, I have a boyfriend, I'm married, and he goes away. You have to conjure up an imaginary man to get him to back off, because 9 times out of 10, only a man can keep another man in check.
Yeah, they suck. Yeah.
Because men are inherently more dangerous than women. Instead of patriarchy, replace that word with bodyguard. What makes more sense? For you to be my bodyguard or for me to be your bodyguard? Who do you think is more capable of protecting who? From who? If men didn't protect women, who would? Why, men would do whatever they wanted. And isn't your bodyguard responsible for you? Shouldn't you listen to him if he says, for example, don't go here, don't go there, or let's take this route instead of that route because it's safer? Isn't that authority? But he's doing it for you. Would you feel resentment about that authority? That's irrational.
And I think the thing he forgets is most of the time women are irrational. Actually, women love to live in their irrationality. They accept it as a part of them. Women will tell you, me being irrational is just a part of me being a woman. I should be allowed to be irrational. And as men, we're supposed to deal with the fact that women are allowed to say stupid shit all day, and then we're not allowed to say actual facts and shit that makes sense because their emotions are going to be affected. Then they're going to get mad, and it's a mess. It's a farce. It's myth, okay? And we should stop living in myth. Yo, Kanye, bro, come in here, bro. Some of these females need Jesus, bro. Like, come on.
God is better than the devil. The devil took all the producers, the musicians, the designers, moved us all out to Hollywood. They got contracts out there that say you can't say Jesus. You can say Jesus in your studio, but it's only one restaurant we serving for tonight, and that's God's restaurant.